I want you, give me that. I wanna be close to I want you, give me that. Don't make me wait, yeah, I want you, give me that.
Look at those eyes.
I want you, give me that.
Give me those thighs.
I want you, give me that.
And we are live. Welcome back to the podcast, Be the Energy Podcast. Today, putting our energy first, just like we always do. And I got let go from the creative agency I was running. My partner let me go. It was for the best, but it was 2 months ago. It was abrupt. And I've had the best time of my life ever since. My energy coaching is taking off. I signed another client 2 days ago out of nowhere, and the magic is real. And I want to help you tap into your magic. And I have this new paradigm I believe people in our generation are stepping into that is so powerful. The old paradigm I'll get into, but basically work-life balance, where we used to do something we don't necessarily love to do the things we love. And now I'm seeing this beautiful, harmonious existence of service and expression. For me, my service is coaching. My expression is rapping and creation and my voice. Yet they both are versions of service and they both are versions of expression. So I'll get into that and how I believe we can step into this new harmonious existence where our whole life is a result of us knowing what we do best and who we serve best, and it lights up the world. Let's jump into it. Thanks for joining the podcast. If you're new, I think you can comment now on Spotify. So leave me a comment. I want to see from you. I want to hear from you. And thank you for supporting this. I hope this sparks your day and lights you up into your zone of genius so you can leave your impact on the world. Let's go. Drop the new song today. Let's go with the wins. Drop the new song today. It's called I Want You. Give me that. You heard it in the beginning of this podcast. That's been super fun. I've dropped 9 songs this year. It's been incredible. So I made the most money I've ever made coaching this month, and it was incredible. So I want to get into that. I cleaned my bathroom just to get the client. That's how I got it. That's how Energy First works. So I'll jump into that. Let's just start. So life has been amazing. If you saw my Instagram, if you see my YouTube, you see even TikTok. I'm live on TikTok right now. Everybody, whoever's live, give me some love over here. I had this day. So I had a goal in October to sign 1 3-month client. That's all I wanted to do. And I thought to myself, this is how the mind works. If I sign this client, I will be living my dream. I will be living this vision of my coaching that I've been dreaming of. I signed that client day 1. It was incredible. And then it became a practice of integrating that. Like, this is real. This is happening. I put my energy first. I was clear on my zone of genius. I was clear on the business I want to run, and it's happening. So then as the days went on, I started to notice there was this fear. Am I doing enough for my business? Am I working hard enough? But I'm doing all that I can. I met a new friend. We're setting up a men's group together. I'm working on online video courses. I'm going live on TikTok. I'm following up with clients. I'm doing everything I can for my business. Yet I still felt like I wasn't doing enough, and doing my own research on myself with my coach, reading my human design, my gene keys. That is my shadow voice, is I'm not doing enough. So I didn't want to act on that. So then fast forward to 2 days ago. This is about a week feeling into that after my birthday week, feeling amazing, already feeling like so much magic is happening. It's like everything's happening. I don't need to do anymore, and I don't want to act on this energy. I woke up, I'm like, what do I need to do? And my mind's like, I got to do more for my business, but I literally didn't have anything else I could do. And I was like, I need to clean my bathroom. It felt stagnant. And then I noticed the voice when I went to clean the bathroom. I was like, I don't need to do it, but I want to have people over. I want to have women over. I want it to be clean. So I don't like that energy being put off. So it made me feel I'm putting off. I have resistance towards doing something I know would make me feel good. I said, I'm doing it. I'm cleaning my bathroom. Cleaned my bathroom, ended up making a video about me cleaning the bathroom which fuels my coaching business. So I ended up doing something for my coaching business, which is how I designed my life, is that my inspired ideas, my creativity fuels my business. Clean the bathroom, feel amazing, get into a higher frequency because I feel it's clean. I feel more open. I moved stagnant energy. It was beautiful. And then I get on the call with my potential client, and I didn't even think he was ready to go. I was just having another call with him, as we normally do when we're growing together in our relationship. By the end of the call, he's like, 3 months sounds good. And he signed up, and we're good to go. And I was like, oh my God. And also it's winter. I could say that it's winter slowing down. You can't get clients during winter. I was saying that I already signed one. What's the chances I sign another one? And all these different fears are like, when am I going to find this new client? I already did it and I got another one. So how many more beautiful manifestations do I need before I believe? And I started to take the action on the energy first. So it was just a really fun reminder. So I want that to be the reminder for you. If you watch that video about, someone said I'm handsome in the chat. Thank you. If you see my video about cleaning your bathroom, notice if you're feeling that same resistance, unconscious resistance in my cleaning my bathroom, that's somewhere else. Unconscious resistance in slowing down, unconscious resistance in receiving, unconscious resistance in I need to do this, but I'm not doing it. So it's how you do one thing's how you do everything, which is why I wanted to jump on today. Now, totally switching it up to another way of being, an insight that I've had this past week I wanted to bring to this podcast was, when we have these fears, when you understand how the subconscious works, you can help shift the mindset and the perspective so you can feel the truth. Because the last podcast was, if you knew you would do it, if you knew that if you committed to your business, it would work, how would that feel? Would it excite you, or would it be like too much work? For example, in my past career of doing photo and video work, I would have these clients that if they pay me $1,000, let's say, I'd be like, man, if I had to do that job, it'd be stressful. And even if they paid me like $10,000, I'm like, it's great money, but I'm not excited by the actual work that I'm doing. So it helped me get clear when you blow up the fear to the extreme. Now, obviously, making a lot of money is fantastic, but a lot of people I'm working with are in corporate, in a job they don't like, which I'll get to in this old paradigm and the new paradigm. And if you think of the job you're at, and you blow it up. Say your job that you're at is not what you love to do, but there's a part of you that says, maybe I can get promoted, maybe I can move up in the business. Think that through. If you keep going, best case scenario, are you lit up by the end of it? If not, how can you shift that? Someone just wrote in the live stream, I'm a doctor and I make $300K, but I hate it so much. If I'd make $600K, I'd be happier. So this is a perfect example. Would you be? Would you have more time? Would you change the energy behind that? Or if you made $300K and you had more time in your life, maybe you have kids, maybe you have a family, maybe not, maybe you want to travel, you want to work on your passion. If you were doing those things, making the same money, which one lights you up the most? And that is such a powerful way to say, okay, now if you go towards your passion and you blow up that fear of it going wrong, the worst case helps you get clear as well. If this happens, I would fail, I lose my money, I have to move in with a friend or my parents, and I feel super embarrassed. Okay, the core fear is you're being embarrassed. That is something you can work through now. How do you feel embarrassed now? Why? And do you want to act on the fear of being embarrassed, or do you want to work on that? You're being courageous, you're following your passion, you're doing something that lights you up. Now, what about the best case scenario of you following your passion? And a lot of times when you do that, that lights you up the most. And then the work is, do you believe you can get there? Okay, so you can listen to my last podcast to learn how to get to that mindset, but I just wanted to make it clear that you can blow up your situations. Best case, worst case, best case in your current job that doesn't light you up, worst case in your current job that doesn't light you up, and then same thing with your best case and worst case of your passion going well or following your heart. That leads me to the paradigm shift of the day, which is this old way of being, which is the work-life balance. It never sat right with me, and now that I've overcome it, I feel so passionate about helping you see this new paradigm. So the old paradigm is, I work over here, I do something I don't really love, so I can support my dreams and go after this thing over here that I actually would love. Now for me, that was rapping and art, and I wanted that to be my income. And then I said, you know what, it's too stressful in my mind and body to try to make that my income as well and support me, and it makes my art limited because I'm forcing my art to be my support. So I want something that supports me. So I committed to this creative agency. I was be the founder of this company. Yet, even though I was supporting it, I didn't love what I was doing. Now, after a year of that, working through that, going deep, finding the stability within, committing to my energy coaching, and that growing, that lights me up. That's my support. And now I have my rapping that is supported by my own business instead of a business I'm working on that's someone else's or someone else's dream. And that's where I feel this new generation can shift into this higher level of awareness and harmony in your quote unquote work-life balance. And what I like to say is your service expression balance. So for me, bro's flow is magnetic. Thank you, Young Frankenstein, in the chat. Let's freaking go. Okay. So, for example, my service right now is energy coaching. It's this speaking. It's hosting groups. It's working with men's circles. It's amazing. It's so much fun. My rapping can be free. It can be my expression. It can be my exploration. Now they're both service, because if my music does well and you guys like it, and if you listen to the message, it could help you. It could be a service, but it's not direct. So I do believe now, and I'm still working through it, which is why I wanted to jump on here and have you guys see the cutting edge of this. As these spiritual entrepreneurs keep growing and as this new wave of people grow, we need this area of our lives to have wealth and another area of our life to be self-expression. But it's a beautiful, harmonious relationship. For example, when I rap, yes, it can be service. And when you see me in my full expression, you see me being bold, you see me trying something new, that's helped me get more clients than anything I've ever done. And before, my rapping was good for videos, but it didn't directly link to my video business. It helped, but it didn't feel as directly relating to those things that I do. So I encourage you highly to say, what is the service I can provide that lights me up? So my coaching, when I work with people, help them uncover subconscious blocks. I help them see a new perspective. I help them have a magical experience in their life. They change their frequency and new people reach out, new people come into their field. That lights me up more than anything. And I believe that's the new wave that we're on in this time, in this era, is seeing that we don't have to have work over here and life over here. We can be on purpose in all these aspects. So it's just a balance of life, and understanding your purpose is the greatest service, is the greatest impact, has the highest ROI. And why don't you believe that? And I think we have a privilege with this new awareness, with all the technology, all the free time we can have, even with AI helping us do things faster, we can work on our purpose and really find our way of service in the world. So that is the new paradigm. And I would love your questions, your feedback. What are your gifts and how to find them? So today's just another reminder that we all have our unique gifts, and those unique gifts come from our experience. I was also feeling this earlier. It's like I'm going to talk about confidence through action as well. This was a really good insight from my latest client but before that, every rap's been said, every book's been written, but your unique experience is unique to you. No one's ever had your experience before, your combination of walking your path, your thought processes, your DNA. So your art is always going to be unique, but don't let the message feeling like it's already been said stop you from sharing your voice. Now, confidence through action. One thing I notice so much is sometimes when we're following our passion, trying to make our business what we love to do, we're like, I don't know if I can make that work. You're not that confident in doing that. But if I were to ask you about a physical action, say it's a sport that you played, or even just a creative expression, before you were able to learn that skill, were you confident in doing that skill? No, because you've never tried it. But you knew you could attempt it, right? And as soon as you started attempting it, you started to build your skills, you started to get more confident in it. Let's say dunking for me, landing new dunks. Now I'm confident because I've done it a bunch of times. I've practiced it. I've gotten the reps in. But there was no stakes, right? It's not my survival. It's just for fun. How can we make wealth the same thing? Where it's like, what if you saw it as like, how could I make my full-time passion my support system, my stability? You have to do it full time. Of course, you're not confident. You've never gone full time with it. Now, I'm not saying quit your job, but I am saying, are you fully committed to making it work? And when I fully committed to energy coaching for the first time this year, boom, it exploded because the energy was different. I was not saying, I'm going to try coaching, and if it works, I'm going to do it. I'm like, no, I'm doing it. Now I'm going to figure it out. So my energy is different. The way I speak about it's different. The people I interact with feel me differently. So can you commit to where you want to go with clarity, with that pure intention? And when you do that, then you can take the reps. You can see everything as building confidence towards it. Because of course, if you knew that you had to rep it out the same way you practice a skill, it would give you so much freedom to say, you know what? I have to give this a shot, because if I don't give it a shot now, how am I ever going to get better at it? So if you're in a place that you don't like and you're like, I don't know if this new life will support me, you have to start attempting that new life. So whatever lights you up, your energy, whatever gives you life, whatever makes you come alive, if you're unsure and your mind is saying, I'm unsure if this is going to align me with the right things, it's always going to be unknown until you act on it. Action is the highest knowing. I see so many people quoting things. This is how the universe works. This is how energy works. But action is the true embodiment that you know it, that you're really devoted to that way of being. So get so clear on who you want to be in 2025. Let's ride. And then act on it now and see it as taking those steps and taking reps in that new way of being. I believe if you see it as repetitions, the same way you practice a skill, you're practicing a new character, a new body, a new way of being, it's going to show you that, oh, I have to do it to get better at it, to build confidence in it. There's no other way to build confidence than actually doing it. Whew. Okay, that's my burst for the day. Give me some feedback. Share this with a new energy freak to be activated. If you want to work with me one-on-one, I have room for private clients. I would love to light you up and find your path with you. I love nothing more than being your inspiration and being your juice. We all need each other. My gift is being your juice and helping you find cloudy definitions of what you have. That's actually in something, I'll jump into that real quick too to end this podcast. Is the last thing I'll go over is cloudy definitions and very specific words that we choose. For example, if you say, I want to be my passion, I want to follow my passion, but I want to be stable. That's a good thing. But we have this definition that stability means a corporate job or it means a certain way. But can you get clear on what stability means for you? A better example is, I want to follow my passion, but I want to be realistic. That's good. Working with my client, I had him say, what does realistic mean? What are the pros and cons of realistic? When we went over the pros were realistic is sustainable. Great. I want your passion to be sustainable. I want your income to be sustainable. I want your energy to be sustainable as you follow your passion. But the cons were, if I'm realistic, how can I do something that's never been done? Just like you're practicing a new skill, if you're realistic, you're not going to try to push the limits. But if you want to live this life of passion, you have to push the limits. So if your definition of realistic is saying, I'm not pushing the limits, then you're going to be in a loop where you're never going to allow yourself to step into your passion. Because of course, what am I going to say? Of course, you're not going to let yourself, if realistic is trying to keep you sustainable. It's going to keep you too realistic, but you're not going to be able to make progress if you're being too realistic. So you need to get clear on the pieces of realistic you want to take with you and the pieces you want to discard. Another one is validation. People want validation from their partner. Now, if we're using that word validation, it's not that right now someone says, what's your job? I'm an energy coach and a performer and a speaker. I just dropped a new rap today. It's more of like a house song. Validation from a partner. One of my clients are saying that they want validation from their partner, and they don't want that because they don't want to have to need validation. But it wasn't validation because when we went through it, it was just communication. She wasn't communicating enough with him for them to be on the same page. And he was like, do I need validation? Do I need her to say these things? It's not that you want validation. You just want to communicate so you guys can be on the same page of what you're doing. So words are very specific. Notice the words you're saying. And the last one is stability. Some people say they want stability, but they're actually afraid of stability because they associated stability with losing spontaneity, losing adventure. Now, if you're an adventurous person, you love that spontaneity, you're not going to want stability because you're like, I'm going to lose that part of myself. But you can define stability how you want. For example, I want it to be a foundation of peace. I still want to be adventurous and spontaneous, but I want to have peace in my stillness. I want to have consistency in my stability. In my stability, I want to feel safe. So I want to feel safe. I want to feel stable. I want to feel secure as I explore, as I take adventures. I don't want to be separate. And so to bring it all full circle is I'm done with this paradigm of there's work over here. We grind and we drain ourselves over here so we can support our passion. Doesn't make sense. If we're draining ourselves in any way, we're limiting our energy that we can use for our passion, which will light up the world. If your job, your wealth, your income gives you energy, lights you up, puts you in the highest frequency, not only are you going to impact people in the greatest way that you can, you're also going to have more energy for your art and your expression. That's it. Hit me up if you want to live different. Let's have some fun. I hope this helped you. Leave a comment. Share this with some freaks. I want to activate people. I want to take this to the freaking moon and past it and beyond. I almost said beyond it, but let's go. Have a great Friday. It's Frequency Friday. Be yourself. Stay in your frequency. Frequency first. Keep it high. Keep it aligned. We're flying. We're just getting warmed up. Let's go.
You, give me that body, baby. I want you.